Hi Tyler, this is Mrs. Giroux, and I am just making this video in response to the email that I received that you've been having some issues with your Inkscape program crashing your computer. First of all, just curious if you have another program that you would like to use. You were saying that you had got a scholarship, so perhaps there's another program that has similar features. You're welcome to do that. If you do that, however, you're going to need to make some screenshots for me of your layers so that I can see that it is your work, and I can see your work on your different layers. So you'll also want to submit the document in some format that I can open on my computer, such as JPEG. That would be great. So just some screenshots of your layers with your work next to it, and then yeah, a JPEG that I can see, and you can use a different program. Just make sure that when you're doing the assignments that you look at the rubric and follow the rubric, because that is how I give you the points, based on the rubric. So make sure you do everything to earn your points. I'm in your classroom right now, and I'm noticing that probably the primary reason that your grade is low at this point is just due to lack of work completion. And although we do have some Inkscape assignments, much of the class is based on tests. So you are obviously an awesome student. I can see that you got some great grades here. You had the first assignment, some feedback on there. I gave you some parts that were missing from the rubric in red and that you could work on and resubmit. But if you were having some issues with Inkscape, it's understandable that that didn't get finished. However, as you can see, that was week 1, October 31st through November 4th. And since then, I haven't seen any work completed. So the real issue is just getting in there and getting started. So if I were you, I would just start at week 2, and I would work on doing any of the things that are in there that are not assignment based. So do this week 2 test, do this week 2 critique quiz. Okay, that's 170 points in week 2. That was possible. And then in week 3, you've got some reading with little checkpoints that are worth 5 points for each question in there. So that's like 20, 30, 40, 50 points right there. And then there's a test on a video that I show you worth 60 points. And then there's an assignment worth 100. So if you just skip the assignments for now and you only work on the tests, you'll still have a lot of points in the class. The week 4 critique quiz is worth 100 points, another quiz that you could take. Here we go, we have some checkpoints and we have a test. So look at all of these points that you're accumulating without having to actually use Inkscape. Here's an assignment if you would like to skip that and just work on in week 7 and get to that point. There is also an assignment in week 7, but at that point you might want to check to see what your total points are. And see if you have a passing grade at that point, and maybe that is sufficient for you. However, if you feel like you need to go back and do some of those assignments, you're welcome to use an alternate program if you'd like to. If you need some suggestions on that, you're welcome to send me an email. So thanks so much, and I hope this has been helpful, and just get to work. You've got this week to make up all of those tests and quizzes in there. So you should be up to speed by the end of the week if you just sit down and work on it. Thank you.